And we are back yet again. It's Freezer Vibe. 3 voices in one vibration. It's your girl Deonti, the conquering lioness, whose thought process ain't one to contest in any context, a prima concept. Lot of mercy.
It's your girl Linda, the bubbly queen. See, like mango, everywhere I go, I make the mango creativity on I love mango.
It's your girl, really wild and filtered babe, giving it raw and taking it raw, and that's on Piriana, baby.
So today, we are going to be discussing our human rights, yeah?
Yep.
And the human right that we're going to be discussing today is freedom of speech. Now, the definition, on Google, means the power or the right to express one's opinion without censorship, restraint, or legal penalty. So let's start off with, for example, Jamaica. They've banned music about drugs and crime on the radio. What do you lot think about that?
It's a good thing. And it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's not polluting the kids' ears, the subconscious mind with, you know,
drugs and
stuff like that. Yeah. But then at the same time, it's bad for the artists because obviously they're not making their sales because they're not. Do you see what I'm saying? So the artists then may have to just change their music or just censor the word or something for something else. You know how to do it for the radio version. Clean version.
Exactly.
There we go.
You don't have to ban it.
You can still run the tune instead of saying knife, say knife or something. Like remix the thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a sticky one because especially now and after COVID, the way people's mentality is like, people are very sensitive right now. So in a way it is beneficial because people listen to stuff, watch stuff and just start doing madness. So in a way, yes, but then, you know, creativeness, freedom of creativity is like, it is important and it's important for you to express yourself. And you might be teaching someone something that they never knew about in a way. So
yeah, then you can listen to the real thing on the album. Is it just on the radio they're banning it?
Yeah.
Then that's fine. It's like banning swear words on the radio.
My thing is, I agree with both of you, but I also think that like it's important for everyone on the planet to have that freedom to express themselves. Like, okay, but not express themselves whereby it's detrimental to another person or another group of people. And I feel that like what some people don't understand, that I saw a tweet on Twitter the other day, it said, freedom of speech does not equal freedom of consequences. And I agree with that so much because some people, they love to just chat, say whatever in person, on social media and that, but they feel as though their point is so valid, they're not going to have any kickback or any opinions that juxtaposes their own. So I feel as though like people need to understand that, say what you have to say, but don't let it be detrimental to another person, and always know that what you have to say may have consequences.
That's hard for you to say because you don't know if what you're saying is detrimental to another person, if that's just your opinion. If that's how you feel.
But I'm saying in terms of like basic common sense, even though common sense, now come on, but.
Well, exactly.
Like, I feel like people should have a balanced opinion on what is right and what is wrong. So
it's hard to find these days.
Yeah.
Well, let's just keep that in prayer then. Amen.
So what do you guys think about, well, let's talk about what's going on recently in the news. The person that I guess has been affected by his speech, freedom of speech, is Kanye West.
Yeah.
So obviously in his sense he feels like what he's saying is right, as you were just saying, making the detriment to other people, but you know other people are taking offense to it. So what do we do in that situation?
Involving social media and all of that, I think that's where it takes, well, because it's such a big impact because there's so many people watching what he sees, what he does. But I mean, it's Kanye. He's been doing this. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing new. So why is it such a big deal now?
But he's not a billionaire no more. Like, everyone's actually cut ties with them. Like, Adidas are saying they're still selling his Yeezys.
But the thing is, another contrary opinion, is basically how like Kanye West is teaching us, to go the completely opposite way to to how we think in order to get out of certain contracts. Because if you're stuck in a contract that you don't want to be in, that takes like what,
that's true,
20, 30 years to get out of, you're going to say the most erratic thing in order for them to say, nah, you know what? We no longer want to associate ourselves with you in order for him to have his freedom. However,
do you think that's what it was?
No, I'm not saying that that's an opinion. That's an opinion.
Yeah, but then but 1 second, but then because of that, he now Adidas still have the rights to selling his Yeezys.
Yeah, but without the name.
Without the name.
Yeah.
It's obviously going to die out because no one's really going to, but they only bought it because of the name.
No, because at the end of the day, the design is still his, regardless.
But that's what I mean. But they're still going to continue on. So now he can't use Yeezy. Is that not his name?
It depends on if he's bought the
the rights.
The
no,
rights.
they what the name? The Yeezy.
Yeah. It depends if he actually.
Because they said that they're removing the name. So
but
true. Yeah, so they
doesn't
might
mean
just
he can't use.
Yeah,
but they've took all these designs. That's fucked up.
Yeah, well, it depends.
Everyone will just go over to his stuff
He knew
anyway.
what he was signing to. It's a big ass brand.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
you're never
plus-
truly protected.
Plus, a lot of these artists, so like him, like Beyonce and Rihanna, they've realized that, okay, music is one stream of income, but to reach the billionaire status, if you go into fashion, that's where a lot of the money is. But a lot of the fashion industry is not gatekept, or we don't gatekeep the fashion industry. It's outside of like what we know. So I feel as though like he tried to get his foot in the door, and he was very successful with it. Look at all the fashion shows that he did, all of the designs.
Well, that's what gave him billionaire, innit?
Exactly. But another opinion on Twitter was like how there's a lot of things that Kanye West knows that we are not privy to.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, for example, with the whole Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter thing, obviously we already know it, or it's common opinion that Black Lives Matter was kind of fake. Where did all the money go? And he was kind of putting a spin on White Lives Matter as to say like, okay, we as a black community were so like, not necessarily dumb, but so naive to think that, we're giving our money to Black Lives Matter, but where did it all go? So it was kind of like people are saying that it was an ironic statement rather than him meaning it like word for word. But I just feel like, I don't know, like, especially with them saying that, Kanye West have mental health and this, that, and the third.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like, I'm just like, I don't even know. Like,
I feel like whenever someone comes out and is talking against the grain or the way we know, they're labeled
quick to label them
mentally sick or mentally unwell. So you look at them, that person could be chatting sense, or be having some hidden subliminal messages that could actually open your eyes to something, but they'll make you look at that person like, okay, that person's crazy, don't listen to what they're saying. So we're going to say they're crazy, but really they could really be talking facts.
Another thing to like add to what you're saying is that, like, remember, it's all like a programming thing, the things that we learn. The majority of the population on the planet think, believe, act in the same way. Hence why they're able to predict human behavior. But outside of that, when you start thinking for yourself, because we're not taught to think for ourselves, we're taught to follow this, follow that.
From school. Exactly, you go to school, you go this,
when you start
to
question things and think outside of the box,
you're labeled
plus,
crazy.
When you're very creative as well, your mind is not functioning the same way that we've been taught how it should function. And a lot of times we are unlearning what we have learned in order to find the truth. And I just feel that like that's something that we have to take into consideration.
I mean, from when he said that slavery was a choice, that should have been it. Like, that should have been the shutdown. But we let him get away with it. This is what gave him the leeway to say even more outrageous things like he's been saying now.
Yeah.
But also, like, we've been knowing that Kanye has had mental health issues from when his mum passed away.
Yeah.
And then him getting into the Kardashian clan, and as people do say, there is a Kardashian curse. And we have seen that happen with a lot of the men that they have been with.
Yeah, he did turn mad after he got with them. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even...
Crazy.
I mean, without him, they wouldn't even be leveling up the way they are right now. Like, he helped their career boost.
Not with the fashions anyway.
That's what I'm saying. International, global level to a next extent.
Yeah.
They would never have gotten that without him. And then I think that they probably saw that he was like trying to make his own way, his own path. He wasn't trying to help the family anymore, like, as much. They probably sedated him, drugged him with a lot of medication and stuff like that. And
man she was putting stuff in his food.
Hell yeah. I feel like they have done that. I feel like they've just like put bare medication on him
Not
to the
only
point
that,
where he's gone insane, and he started saying all these things to kind of like get people's attention and like a way to ask for help. That's how I see it as. But it's like
cry for help, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, if you guys know what he's going through and the struggle that he's having, how are you letting him have these outbursts publicly? Because you're able to protect your kids and your family, your image to a certain extent, but you were not able to protect him, but you have all the money and influence in the world. It doesn't make sense.
Don't you remember, what you were saying about, drugging him and stuff like that, another way that they kind of conned him was like, he bought that house that they were living in.
The farm,
the big house with the farm and all of that stuff, bare acres and that. But who owns the land? Was it not the Kardashians?
Was it?
He bought it. He bought the house, but the land is not his.
So they must have done some underlying stuff. Because he actually I swear he went into a mental facility a couple times.
Yeah.
So who knows what they were doing behind closed doors when he was
medicated. That's what happens when you go to their mental places. They do put a lot of stuff in you that makes you worse, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, Kanye, man.
Kanye is just like...
He also revealed some text where it was like how his personal trainer or someone that's close to him or part of his team was saying, you either put yourself in a mental facility or we're going to like drug you up, sedate you to the point where you have no control of yourself.
Oh, I saw that.
So you can't tell me that all these years that's not what they've been doing to him anyway.
Yeah.
And how is it... I mean... Yes, his comments are flipping out of this world. Should not be said. Like, we don't agree with that. But why is it that it's allowed to say about one race but not about another?
But do you think that maybe some of the things he's saying makes sense, but it's just not said right?
Maybe his approach is not correct.
Or his delivery is not correct.
And also because his mind is so jumbled, like, how's he gonna be so clear with saying what he wants to say? Because people like Donald Trump, but look how many years that guy was saying whatever he wanted to say openly. Nothing happened to him. Even Wiley, the G, as soon as he said something about Jewish people, that's when he got cancelled.
Because
they run the world.
Yeah, so it's just like they allow what they want us to see, basically, to a certain extent. So I don't know.
Okay, so let's talk about what's the guy's name? Elon Musk and him taking over Twitter. And that. What are you lot's thoughts on that?
Dickhead.
Why?
He's a dickhead. Why does he want Twitter?
Isn't he meant to be doing the space stuff?
Yeah.
I thought so, yeah.
I feel like he's
the robotic thing.
He's just trying to find another way to control people's minds, people's thoughts, because the same way that he did with his influence with this old cryptocurrency, why is he buying Twitter now? It's for a reason. He has a hidden agenda. And even the fact of him trying to charge people for the verified badge. It's mad.
Yeah, and I read an article where it was basically saying that how he's basically putting freedom of speech in danger because people now on Twitter can't just say what they want to say. And if they say anything like
I thought he said
a little bit negative towards him, they can't. They get banned or they get blocked.
Yeah,
they get banned. Yeah,
he's been blocking people that have been
banning people on Twitter,
faking to be him or mocking him. Like, imagine just cutting them out.
Or people that parody him, like.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
I use Twitter anyway. No, I'm joking.
We don't know what the end goal is, but he is doing that for a reason. And there was some guy, he's a celebrity, and he's like how him having a verified badge helped certain people that were feeling suicidal and things like that because they had a go-to person.
Yeah.
And if you're going to take that away from people, and there's even people on Twitter, that's how they make their money. And then you want them to pay to be on your platform when you're literally making millions and millions of dollars of advertisement. I don't know. It's all a bit iffy. But it just reminds me of censorship and how people live in China and North Korea. That's what they do. Everything that they see is limited. And I feel like that's what he's trying to do with us. Because if you go on Twitter
on a global scale,
if you go on Twitter every day, you find out everything that's going on in the world.
Like that.
Exactly. And if you're going to try and control what we see, then you're just censoring us.
Yeah, Twitter, you know everything first on there, boy. And
That's
nothing's censored as well. I go in there and I see some madness and sex tapes, everything pun that thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if he actually he is going to take over in it, but let's see what's going to happen.
Let's see what 2023 is going to hold.
And then it just reminds me of Capture as well, because I feel like it all links together.
It all links together. I told you, that's really happening.
Yeah, that's been happening.
That's how I feel that happens to Kanye sometimes. Like, you see him glitching sometimes when he's talking.
It could be,
That when I spoke to him, he asked the question, he was like,
could be.
It's like he starts glitching. That's real life. I keep telling you, don't be watching these shows and these movies thinking these things ain't happening in real life. You'll be dumb to think that it doesn't.
Apparently, like the movies, the TV shows, what's in the literature, they're just basically projecting their propaganda as what is actually going on.
They show
to
you
a certain
all the
extent.
time.
But the reason why they put it in movies and in literature and in in TV shows is because that medium is like fake or fantasy.
Yeah,
so
of course.
People are never going to think, oh my gosh, that's actually real.
Yeah, of course.
So for example, you know, the new James Bond that came out, it reminded me of like COVID and all of that stuff. And I'm like, there's a direct correlation here. But then I was just like, okay, maybe I'm looking too deep into it. I need to take a step back. But then like, when you watch these movies, you just have to have your thinking cap on when you're watching them. Like you can't just watch them blank. Yeah.
I mean, they ingest that to us because, you know, they want it to be on our subconscious.
Yeah, all them subliminal messages.
Just an example as well. So in 2010, a 20-year-old guy from Yorkshire, he went on Twitter and he made a joke about blowing the airport sky high. So then his flight got cancelled. He was arrested by UK anti-terror police and charged with making comments grossly offensive or of an indecent, obscene or menacing character. And the Communications Act. His conviction was later overturned, but not before he lost his job. So
he lost his job.
He lost his job.
Flight.
There's nothing wrong with that. He just said he's going to blow up the airport. You got to take those things seriously.
No,
but you got to take that seriously. You can't make a joke like that because that means they're going to think if someone has made a bomb threat, that means we're going to have to cancel all flights, cancel everyone's flight, and do all of these things. I'm just saying that causes a lot of what's it called? It's like calling somewhere saying there's a bomb inside of a school and everything has to shut down. And it's like you can't lie about stuff like
what
that.
About this one? Okay, there was two British people that were going to America, and before they left, they're like, oh, we're going to destroy America.
Yeah, of course.
Does that sound
You
bad?
can say what you want to say about that, America. You know what I mean? Like, you can't arrest them because of that.
You know how the
they
British
could destroy it in any way.
We're going to destroy it as in like we're going to get smashed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't take that.
Yeah.
So when they
that's
arrived...
just a cultural difference.
That's what I'm saying. When they arrived to LA, they got detained, questioned and sent back to London immediately.
Was this after 9/11? Because if it was, then
2012.
If it was, then you lot know. Come on, like
they're
extra vigilant ever since then. Any little words they flag up on the phone.
If things like that are not allowed or people get repercussions from it, what do you think about hate speech then? Why is that not censored? Why is that not monitored?
Because they want us to hate each other. That's why.
Plus that's
it's all a part of the agenda.
Partially entertainment for some. Hate speech.
As long as it's not towards the Jews or the LGBTQ community, then they don't really care. As long as it's the blacks them getting slaughtered, they don't care, bruv. They'll put that at the top of the list.
It's mad.
110%.
Yeah, they want to turn us against each other.
That's why. That's why it's not censored.
But yeah, I still...
They pick and choose what them one show.
Exactly.
Just like we're seeing all these deaths and everything kind of thing. It's mad.
Yeah, boy. That's insane.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, but you know who does free speech really well? France. No one does like free speech like the French, bro.
Right, like every other day.
Bro, them man are on job.
They set a like police cars, all of that stuff on the road, but the thing that I like about the French is that they are active, but they get change.
Yeah,
they're active and their activeness brings a reaction from their government.
We need to take a little pointer from their book.
Yeah, why can't we get that?
Because nobody wants the repercussions. Nobody wants to like get detained.
Well, we tried that and everyone got hit up later on after the riots, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone was getting arrested.
Even now, did you see? Even now, there was like a letter or an email or something going around. I don't know whether it was an email that I received or just on Twitter, that it was basically saying that depending on what what's the thing called? What's the thing that you sign? Is it petition? Yeah. When you sign a petition, they're gonna like start monitoring what petitions you sign. So if you're signing like Black Lives Matter petition, there could be repercussions for that. Have you seen that?
No.
Maybe it's just me then.
That's mad.
Yeah, so they're gonna be checking like what all of us are gonna be signing, what we support, what we're trying to bring about a change for.
But that's what they want to do. They want to know more about, just like you say in Capture, they want to know exactly what everyone's thinking, what they're going to buy, what they're going to... That's what I mean. It's just like knowing, predicting everything before.
Yeah, it's called being able to predict human behavior.
Them technology companies, them secret ones, I'm telling you, they're doing bits. They're doing bits.
I mean, when the AIs come, boy, what kind of freedom of speech we're going to have?
Well, but isn't that Elon making up the robots then?
Yeah. He's one of them.
Robots, bruv. I will destroy and kill, bruv. Have you seen iRobot?
Yeah.
That's what will happen. Don't ever give computer.
In China.
It did.
China. It did happen.
Yeah, you told me, yeah. And it killed bare people, innit?
Yeah.
And it was hidden. And
Yeah, boy.
In like some laboratory.
A lot of low-key shit out.
Do you know how mad that is? That's what I mean. This stuff is what we're seeing. We're going to be living in real life.
And because it's AI, it has no emotional attachment to it. So it's only about the progression of like the intelligence of like the robot, not necessarily the human race.
And they're going to start looking like humans soon. Remember humans?
They kind of already,
No, but they were like looking real life humans.
There is already Sophia the robot. Remember the one that's got all the emotions and stuff? It's just a face, but yeah. When I was working at that event, they had like a little launch party at one of the places I was working at, and seeing that in the flesh, it freaked me out.
What the robot?
Yeah, Sophia the robot, the one that has got like all the facial expressions. She smiles, she talks to you because she can have a full-on conversation with you, like. When she was talking and moving her eyes and smiling, it was freaking me the fuck out. I could not.
It's
sorry,
recreating human behavior.
Yeah, it was just weird. And everyone's there like, oh, wow, this is so amazing. I'm like, no, it ain't.
But I feel like one of the main reasons why it's happening is because us as like humanity, we're becoming very antisocial in social settings. So say for example we're all out for dinner,
making people like that.
We're all on our phone, we're also engrossed in technology and stuff. It's like we no longer want to interact with each other, we no longer have that human contact.
But that's what they're making more of. They want it to be that. That's why they're bringing more and more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the main reason why it's creating like AIs.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that picture?
And
it had like the Nokia, the BB, and an iPhone. What's the difference? What's the difference out of all of them? What's the main difference out of the Nokia, the BBM, and the iPhone?
That the iPhone doesn't have any buttons. Well, like
so if you look at it, each time the screen gets bigger, and the picture just shows you that more distraction. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So you got the little screen to that screen to now the whole screen. Do you get me? It's getting bigger than the iPad. It's like everything. We're just engulfed in all this technology, distraction. So why not people having robots and that? That's what I'm telling you. Everyone pray now, because jobs are being taken left, right and centre. The tubes, them going to be running by themselves. The bus, them going to be driving itself. The cabs are going to be driving themselves. Uber where? All this Uber.
But that's what they want. They don't really want people out there as well. Because
that's why they trained us for COVID.
You have the metaverse, you have all these online gaming things.
That's what I wanted to talk
virtual reality.
People are putting more money into the metaverse than they are into reality.
So the other day at work, we had a meeting, and then obviously there's a team that does like the whole AI, like metaverse. They're looking into it because they have to plan for the future for what's to come, and how like the banks and everything are going to be using this technology.
Digital currency.
So they were talking about how Ethereum, what we call it, Ethereum is going to be like the currency in the metaverse and all these things. And they were saying that they predict that in the next certain years you're going to be in the metaverse for like a certain amount of hours a day. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
That's why
they're trying to move us into the metaverse so that they got the suits. So like we're gonna be on the glasses and I can have sex, touch you and everything.
Yeah, I've seen videos of that.
Watch, don't worry, darling. Don't worry, darling. It's a film.
I need to watch it. All right, let me add to my list. And then on top of that, he was showing us like the video between the real life at train station and the metaverse. The metaverse train station looks like real life. So it's like at some point we're gonna not know the difference between real life and virtual reality. It's like when I was watching some film, they were all walking around like people that like, you know, homeless people, like they're walking around with the things, but they're living this amazing life. You can buy a house, you know, you can buy property and everything is like the metaverse now. And banks are now starting to sell mortgages. That's what they're working on now, selling mortgages inside of the metaverse. So that's what they're saying, predicting. I think it's like 2 or something years. I can't remember how many years, but everyone's going to be in there for like 2 hours a day. You're going to have that headset on, and then soon you're just going to be sitting here, and then the whole working from home concept's all going to be inside the goggles. So you'll be going into the office, but in
your physical body.
But then my thing is just like, okay, so like the human transition to from reality to a virtual world, let's say 90% of the population that will be in the virtual world. Okay, what are them man gonna be doing in reality that's making us?
They're not gonna. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, distractions again.
10%. Yeah, or the Jews or whoever's at the top. Yeah, the Rothschilds and them.
Probably they'll be in the next planet.
That's what they're gonna be doing.
They'll be in the next planet, building the next civilization.
Meanwhile, we got the goggles.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's about. It's all for the distraction. Like I said, you got the Nokia to the
probably already have some
to the iPhone to now actually being in something. And if your life is depressing in real life, but then you can get into the metaverse and you're a millionaire, you got hella girls, you're this guy, you're big, that's where you're going to want to be instead of being in reality.
And that's why they're building it so fast as well, because look, global warming, overpopulation, people dying, killing each other.
Really
do you know what it's going to be?
The population thing. I don't agree with that.
Do you know what it's going to be? We're all going to be, there's not going to be no world, and there's just going to be nothing but a big factory with seats, and we're just going to be sitting in the seats and we're going to be living our life. I feel sorry for our kids.
No, but what was that
growing up in this world, man?
Cartoon, where all bare people were just sitting like in a spaceship thing in their seat, and they were just eating and watching some screen thing.
That was in Black Mirror.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, but there's another cartoon.
I don't know. The cartoons even show you the signs as well.
No, maybe. But there's loads of films and everything.
But it's actually scary. And I even
Wally.
And I even heard that people are getting raped and stuff inside the metaverse. So that's what they're trying to figure out. That's what they were saying in the time I work meeting. How obviously you'll be able to like get mortgages, get your accountant, all these different people. But what they haven't discovered yet is how to identify who someone is. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can go in there right now and commit crimes and no one can know who you are.
No, but apparently there's a company, some type of technology company. They are developing a way where if you die in the metaverse, you're actually dying in real life as well. So I'm telling you, they're finding ways to kill us off. Slowly.
What?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
I read
but that's why it will be connected to you in some way.
Mm-hmm. That's why you need to watch.
It will work,
darling.
It will work for long distance relationships, though, isn't it?
Why, watch this film. I'm telling you, everything that we're talking about right now, watch that film, because that's basically what it's.
Don't worry, darling.
Yeah,
okay. I'll wait for my new TV to arrive, and then I'll.
But yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's actually really scary where this world's going. That's why I keep saying, you lot want me to have kids, to be sitting in virtual reality every day. Like, do you think the kids are going to be going to school? They're going to be like, Mom, I'm going to school. They're going to walk downstairs and put their headset.
I feel like it's going to come to a point where they're going to have
rebel.
They're going to have people just breeding and sending all the kids to another planet.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Can you imagine that? Them taking away all the children, starting a whole civilization.
I'm just scared because if they're saying in a few years you're going to be in the virtual reality for 2 hours a day, then it's going to be mad. And it's the same way people sit there playing PS5 all day.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same thing sitting inside the headset. Because you sit there all day and you're playing the boys and that are playing football. Yeah. It's going to be the same thing if they're in the actual fields and they're doing a madness and they're actually playing the game and they're kicking the ball. They ain't got to leave their house.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary, man. But we're praying for the
That's
world.
why we need to be careful how disconnected we are from the actual world,
But
and from our people.
Yeah, but it's how easy is that going to be? It's already started. That's what they practice with COVID.
Yeah, no.
And with the working from home.
Yeah.
My office already taken out like a majority of the chairs and making it a full hybrid, place.
Mad.
It's like, it's natural now. It's weird when I'm sitting and I'm on my laptop and I'm like, I could have never thought this how many years ago when I was going in to think 5 days a week I was taking myself to the office.
I remember, I think it was on BBC Breakfast where somebody was being interviewed and they were basically saying that they think working from home would be good, especially like if they're sick, they could do a few hours at home. And people were coming against them like, no way. Companies were saying this will never happen.
Yeah.
It's not allowed, blah, blah, blah. And then a few years later, COVID happens and it forces us into
But that's why it's teaching you.
And as we're seeing, the hospitality industry is the first industry starting to really go into it. And I think in a couple of years, that's it. There's not going to be any waitresses, bartenders.
Yeah, that's why. That's going down. Like a lot of them places up in city, they're not getting that's why they want people to go back to the offices.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting any people coming there. That's why when it's all
that's
electric.
like the social hub. That's like the social hub. So it's literally like in real life, the fact that like bars may be closing down, not a lot of people are going to bars, clubs, restaurants and stuff like that. That's what they're now transitioning into the metaverse. So it's like your entertainment or the way that you socialize is no longer in reality now, it's in this virtual world.
Yeah, look, people are actually like, like Snoop and all that, they got their own metaverse and that.
Yeah.
And it's like you can buy a house next to Snoop Dogg, you can be like, do you get me? If you can live that way inside there, a lot of people want to escape reality.
Yeah.
Every day we're depressed, like, I just want to be on holiday. I don't want to be doing this. We're already trying to escape reality, not noticing that you're already trying to do that. So if you can do that in the metaverse and you're thinking, I want a holiday, you get that on, you've got your suit and you feel like you're walking through that beach.
But that's what people don't
You're going to want to do that.
It's going to be killing you slowly, mentally, and your
It's
body will
fucking
start
scary.
deteriorating
Yeah,
as well
of
because you're
course.
taking care of
Yeah,
yourself.
but if you've got the suit and everything, you might be able to work out in the metaverse. It might work you out in real life.
Imagine.
You don't know.
That's
I mean, if you can
basically
die.
Avatar, basically.
Yeah.
Just get your
It's all a mad.
But once they can start identifying people and who you are, that's when it's going to be like even more used. Because right now you can go in there and do madness. It's not safe. But once the police can see who you are and where you are and it's just
I'm sure they can still find you though, because your IP address and everything, signaling and towers.
depending on
no, because people get raped
unless
and
you're
stuff like that.
sick
There's a way
hacker.
to do things that you don't have
unless
to.
you know what you need to be
Unless
doing.
you're deep down in the dark.
And how would they
deep
know if
web.
I put my thing on? My thing's not connected to nothing. What my
It
internet?
will be connected to
it
something.
is.
Yeah.
Like my
IP
internet.
address.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you use VPN and like other things.
Yeah, you
But
can
there's still
do.
no.
But
even
they need to be able
VPN,
to
not all
identify
VPNs
who
work
you
here
are.
now.
To be able to buy things and do these things, get a mortgage or get a house. You need to be able to, That's what I'm saying. They're saying, is there any point in buying a house here? You have to buy it in the metaverse.
God forbid.
Get your crypto up.
Boy, as long as they don't stop the pilots, boy, because we still need to get out of this place, bruv. But all I'm saying is now, everyone start thinking of your side hustles from now. Because I'm telling you, if you're working in some of these places like train drivers or all these places, I'm telling you, everything's going to be robot in the next 5 years. Which is scary. Because even now when you call EE, if you're calling for, just put me through so I can speak to someone. I don't want to press number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, nigga. I want to speak to someone. And then it's never, and then have you noticed, you got to click through.
Oh, Jesus
You got to click through hella numbers before you get to someone.
ages.
Like, just say, do you want
like,
just
sorry,
put me
I
through
did
to someone
not
straight
recognize what
away.
you just said. Can you?
I don't want to be dealing with robots like
What
that.
happened to me with a flight company? Yeah, they basically said after I went through all them hoops, pressing all them numbers, you can contact us on our website, or a colleague is unavailable at the moment.
That's
and then
mad.
they just
No, or if you say, or
phone.
if you press a specific button that you're asking a specific question, or you can get that information. On the website. I don't want to search the website. I want to talk to someone. I want human contact. So imagine having to go to the bank and then you're talking to someone. Oh, sorry, I did not understand. You cannot do that right now. Like, fuck off. I need to speak to someone.
I don't want all
Have
that
you seen Halifax, bruv? I went to Halifax with my mum the other day because I don't go to the bank. Everything's transfer. But I went to the bank with my mum the other day. Why is there no more workers in there?
What?
There's no more people behind you know how you had you got cashier number 1, cashier number 2.
Yeah.
Now they just have 1, 2 people direct.
Bruv, Halifax, Catford, I have no one in there except machines. And then there's just one person sitting like at the table thing where you probably go speak to mortgages.
Jobs gone.
Bruv, all them jobs gone. There's like 5 people. Where are them people working now?
Same as the airport. Some airports you have, please place your baggage here.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
virtual-
You just do
the
it
virtual
yourself.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
They have the virtual person there,
Yeah.
like the little projecting thing.
Sorry,
No,
I'm sorry.
All
bro.
I had to do was just put
Yeah.
my baggage there. Wait.
I mean, that's why now as well they
if there
have
was a power cut, we're
self
fucked.
checkout as well. Self checkout.
apparently that's something also that they're gonna do. They're gonna cut out the whole signal in terms of internet and all of that stuff in a few years.
To do what? Blackout.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, man.
Elon
This is
have
gonna come like
that.
Hunger Games. They're gonna start sending us out into the fields.
only the best, only the strongest survive, boy.
Jesus.
But yeah, a lot to unpack there. There's a lot to
What
think
was the
about.
movie? Tell them again.
Don't worry, darling. Watch it.
I'm adding that to my list, boy. I might have to
It's
watch
right
that.
at the top,
me.
bruv. I need
It's
to
a
watch
whole
it ASAP.
madness. But yeah, let us know
We
what
could
you
talk
think.
about this for hours. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a
Let us
topic
know
we've got
what
to
you
come back and
think.
touch.
You know, freedom of speech.
Because next year we'll have a completely
Limitations.
different conversation about technology. Next year,
tracking
boy.
AI and all
Next
that
year we'll be on
Like that.
non-flying planes, like with no passenger, no pilot.
Yeah, trust me. People are
We'll
like,
be doing the podcast hovering.
Exactly. Can you imagine?
No spaceship. Oh, yeah, mad.
You might be able to virtually come and sit in with us. Watch the thing.
That's so true.
what, aliens or humans?
Even.
Both. We don't discriminate.
But the way we're connected to all these different entities, bro, we might start connecting with alien them.
Trust. Well, apparently it was aliens that gave us the technology.
Yeah, but that's where we get it from. Yeah, apparently.
So, but anyway, that's our next conversation for another time. Get me?
Yeah, man. Take care. Bye.